I wanted it, we started with her last time, and maybe if you wanted to be interviewed for your piece, and also that you're the curator of the show.
That might be a good start, curator.
Yeah, and then I went around and went and
I was here when you somebody's going to have to go to the lesson and watch
Hello, and welcome to Image and Word at the Unframed Artist Gallery, 173 Huguenot Street in New Paltz. Right today we have the opening of our first show of the season, and the first artist that I want to introduce you to is Martin Davis. Martin, we're going to go over to your artwork, okay, in just a minute.
Great.
Okay? Okay. When he...
Hello, my name is Martin Davis, and I'm one of the artists featured here today. My piece is an oil painting, and it has, in the theme of the program today, it has some words along the side of this book. I'm more or less a representational artist, but I like to paint loose as well. And I like to create mystery by putting things sort of center and lighted, and then darker things to the side to sort of offset them. And if you'll notice, there's like a play off between this drawing here of the girl and the deer looking back and forth. And I hope to also, in my work, get sort of an oriental effect.
Thank you very much. Our next lovely artist is Ila Huja. And where are you from, Ila?
I'm from India.
India.
Yes.
And your type of artwork is?
Well, in this particular show, I've done a collage. I I'm very politically oriented, and therefore, since the theme just now is so much with guns and with so much going on about that, I chose that theme, No to Guns.
Let's go see it.
Okay. This is the collage that I've made. I first of all thought about it for a long time. We've had the Tucson shooting, the Aurora, and of course the Newtown, which was devastating and which affected everybody, not only USA but the whole world, just to experience that. So it was a very traumatic experience for me, and I was really very upset with it, and I felt that the only way I could express my feeling, sadness, anger, all those emotions put together would be through art. And therefore, I tried to find as much as possible, material that was available to us to make this collage. And it, I think, very strongly wants to say no to guns. And unfortunately, with the way things are going now, the assault weapons.
Hello.
Hi, how are you,
Jane
Connie?
It's nice to have you here at the
Thank you.
Unframed. And we're seeing your artwork today.
Right. I have 3 pieces in the show, Images and Words, and this one is called Life Stirrings. It was featured on the postcard, and it's the idea of the lotus being a culmination of like suffering, and through that emerges a petal, lotuses. So some of the words featured in this piece are sandy, new, over the rainbow, and benevolence. And so it's just a play with words, and I used, it's a collage, and I use silk screen inks, and there it is.
How do you get your images to float in and out? Your images and words to float in and out?
Well, I use newspaper, and I kind of use a roller and inks, and I like the way words emerge through the ink, not like bullseye type words, but more like, subtle.
Yeah, they are subtle.
Yeah.
They're very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
This is Lois Schnackenberg. She's been with us for a long time, and we really appreciate having Lois in our Unframed Artist Gallery.
And I appreciate having the Unframed Artist Gallery here in New Paltz. It's such a wonderful artist gallery because it welcomes artists. It doesn't always say, well, you're not going to be accepted. They are accepting, and they really celebrate every artist. Thank you. But we'll start with this painting.
Telling us about your picture.
Yes, I am. Okay, I originally wanted to just work with, I decided the name of my painting would be Analogous Complementary. Analogous colors, meaning the blues, blue-greens, blue-violets, and of course, a few extra colors put in. But basically, the mother color would have been the analogous colors to blues. And then the complementary would be a sharp orange, which is obviously the complementary of blue. And a friend of mine recommended a book, so I bought it from, as soon as I could, from our local bookstore and the Inquiring Mind. And it came, and I looked at the cover, and this was the complementary of the whole thing. And I ended up reading the book. Incidentally, it's a wonderful book, and I took the cover and used it for my complementary, and also used the idea of the analogous colors. Now, I started with the florals because I wanted to introduce something other than just blues, analogous blues, obviously, so the flowers fit in. And the whole thing started as a still life. And I worked it over until it, what you would say, worked. Not one color would take over the whole painting. And I try to balance it.
So you say the blues are complementary to the...
Yes.
To the oranges?
To the oranges, right. Isn't that correct? You were an art teacher yourself.
Sorry.
I hope so. But anyway, and I am now going to write to Kurt Anderson, give him a copy, a photo of this painting. And I'd like him to know that it was a feature of his book, which just came out recently. And of course, I'll send him a 5x7 of it. I'd like to even talk to the author.
You go right ahead. You should, because we love this work.
Thank you very much.
You're just a wonderful addition to our gallery.
I love doing it, and I love this gallery. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So welcome. So welcome, Lois. Hello, Natalie. It's so nice to have you with us.
Hello, I'm so glad to be a part of this. I've been a part of this gallery for a long time, but I've gotten older and older as the gallery as the years have passed. And now
So that brings us to your work here.
that's right. And now I'm over 85. So I'm at Woodland Pond, which is a retirement community in New Paltz. And I'm part of a group that does memoir writing. And I told them I wanted to combine my artwork with the memoir writing. So that's what I'm doing. And it's really fun.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so Connie said this show was all about words and images, so I decided it's time to do it again. So this one is called Over 85 and Still Alive. What? Over 85 and still alive, what does living bring? Losing words, for one thing, and then when they are found, playing around.
It's a wonderful poem. I love it. And I love the images that you have put with it, too. And the other piece, we're looking at this right now with all the wonderful reds and the lovely different wording and lettering that you've used. Did you do that on a computer at all?
Yes, I did the whole thing on the computer.
Very nice.
And the other one,
The other one doesn't look like it was done on a computer.
no. At Woodland Pond, we have an enormous amount of activities, but one of the nice things is every Monday we draw from each other. We pose for each other and then we draw. So this is from my sketchbook from Monday Art Studio group that is drawing. There's a man who is 94 who is a very famous doctor who is just learning how to draw.
I love the gesture of those things.
This woman is quite extraordinary, and I love drawing her because she just can move. She climbed Mount Everest last year. She's in her 70s.
You captured such a wonderful feeling of is that the kind of feeling she has?
Yes. Well, I don't have to. You can show it. I don't know if you want me to say it.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Natalie. You did a great job.
Good being here.
Good.
Hey,
Hello,
my name.
Paul.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Hello.
Paul Sandiford, welcome.
Welcome.
All right, you're going to tell us about your artwork.
So, I was just going to say a few words about my passion in life, and my passion being creativity in order to create things that inspire other people to continue living a beautiful, loving, peaceful life. My pseudonym is Fool Period. My artwork is right on the wall behind us, and it's entitled Classic, and is basically a Hawaiian shirt I took and put on a frame and added a beautiful lady to it. My inspiration for this particular piece was actually about 42 years of experience living. It is basically a eclectic journey through life, and everything is beautiful in life that I consider beautiful. I put on this canvas, and I have a very classic frame which accentuates the picture, and it's just something you're supposed to look at and feel a vibe of maybe a good time you had in the past.
Very nice, Paul.
Thank you.
Very nice.
On a subtrack, I am also having a show here at this gallery, the Unframed Artist Gallery in New Paltz, 173 Huguenot Street. April 27th, between the hours of 4 and 7, there'll be 3 incredible artists painting live on stage, accompanied by a DJ and drummer. And if you want to bring an instrument and jam along, please do. April 27th.
Lovely. Hello, Daniel. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
We have some beautiful artwork of yours here. You're going to tell us about it.
Yes, this is my gouache, The Prom, after Matt Groening, and it has many associations in it. It's a surrealist work that has a lot of symbolism and many, many associations sort of piled on top of each other. And of course, it's also a little bit inspired by the work of Matt Groening. There's a little bit of Matt Groening's influence derived from Matt Groening in there.
Does that have anything to do with those beautiful blue lines?
Well, the Matt, that's mine. That's not the Matt Groening influence. Those are.
So what is the Matt Groening influence?
Oh, a lot of the cartoon aspects of it. It's more influenced by his Life in Hell strip than, of course, by The Simpsons. I would say his work before The Simpsons.
I love the play of the blue and the darks and the red and the orange. They balance so beautifully. What inspired you to do that?
Well, I started with the black background, and it started building up from there. I scraped out some parts with a credit card that were wet.
With a credit card.
Yeah, and I started building up from there. Everything building on what was before.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's a beautiful thing altogether. And I
Thank
just
you.
love having it here. It has a very powerful effect in our gallery. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You ready? Hello, I'm Connie Noli, the curator of this show. And I want to show you this work that I'm calling Anew. And I'm going to read you the poems that are in it. At the top, oh my goodness, I can't. I'm sorry, I have to start over. Anew. Our few minutes travel the pages of life, resting at night, to begin afresh as the new page dawns. I'm going to get on the other side of Howard so I can hold it.
Oh, sure.
Wait a minute, I got my glasses off.
Watch you not stepping on anything else.
Whatever, the pretty shoes had to come off. Can I tell you?
I wouldn't walk here barefoot.
Well, I really can't help it.
No, okay.
I'll put the shoes on again in a minute, but right now...
Look shorter. What are you doing?
We're waiting for him to tell us. He'll point to us and then we'll begin.
Would you like me to explain any of this? The one with the feet and legs sticking out of the pair is exactly what it is.
Howard Miller.
Right,
I have
Howard.
to tell you this is Howard
Right,
Miller.
this is Howard Miller, and this is my experimenting with black and white and gray. And I may go back into color after this show and add color to these. I can't explain what exactly is going on. All I can tell you is it has to do with life and where we're going.
I think the words really tell us a lot about that, Howard. Would you read us those words in your poem?
I have to read it to you, okay. Hold on a second, let me take a look. This road of questions. Bringing the fruit of life to the endless road of questions. I hope that explains some of it anyway. And the other one actually reminds me of my grandmother that I didn't know when she was living in Europe, the kind of things that she went through, but this is kind of a flash of what she might have been going through with
her tribulations.
Yeah, trying to get out of where she was.
Right, she looks rather depressed.
Yeah. And that could be my father, actually, the baby could be my father. Because I think the Russians...
struggle with one pear in the dish.
Yeah, she had a lot of kids, but I think he was the one that became my father, which is good and bad at the same time, but, at least I got some talent out of it, whatever it is.
Yes, very good. Yes, we find that true.
Yeah.
And you titled that with a very interesting threesome of questions.
Oh, when?
Sure. That really tells it all, I think.
Yeah, that's funny that I just realized what I wrote after I said what I said, because it is, when am I getting out of here, is what it is.
Thank you very much, Howard.
Well, that's it. I hope that answered the...
It did very well.
Did you get that?
Hello, this is Johanna Schwaschbeck, and she's going to tell us about her artwork.
Yes, so, and also I would like to say my artist name is Johanna Sky or Yoshi Sky, because Schwarzbeck is so long and people have a hard time saying it. So in many different areas I changed my name, you know, like when I go to the bus station and I have to take the bus into Manhattan and they ask you on the ticket booth, what's your name? It's just way too long, so I say Sky. So Yoshi Sky, even though it's written here in Johanna Schwarzbeck. I have two pieces here. This one is titled Alcohol, but it actually isn't the painting. The title does not pertain to this painting. I have three of these paintings, they're in the same size, and I call them a triptych to my obsessions. And one is called Alcohol, which is at home. This one is marijuana, and I have another one which is called Cocaine. And I have another painting over here, which is maybe one could say another weakness of my existence, which is love. And that one is
the one
titled,
right here that he's showing us.
Yeah.
I tried to read this, and it's wonderful. Marijuana, and it says, I don't need you anymore, or something like that,
Right.
all over and over and over again.
Right. So what I was trying to do is to really get it out of my system by creating artwork. So I said, or just be with it, you know, be with what it is doing to me. So I chose the canvas, the size, and then the writing as an art medium, and just over and over repeat it, like Allen Ginsberg would do in his poetry, and just repeat things in this monotony of constantly
did it help?
repeating. And I think it helped. This says no more marijuana, no more, but then it also says more marijuana. More marijuana, more. So it's how you see it. So I think everything is
more marijuana, no. More marijuana, no.
Maybe more marijuana. Maybe it's good to have more and more and more, that I get so sick of it that I no more will touch it. Or
so that's why the X that it appears in the middle.
This is just so to give it a little bit of different structure or form. It doesn't really have much.
It doesn't exit out at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I just turned 50, and I'm really good with my intake of alcohol these days. It's not a problem, and I've never been an addict. I'm not an addictive person, but it has caused me some problems in my life, these three substances. So I did 3 pieces of art to...
That's wonderful.
To maybe...
Let's just take a quick look at the next one.
Okay. Go.
It's called what?
It's called Do You Love Me? And it's a little story like every painting or every art piece has behind itself. And this one was inspired by a man called Michael Barbieri, and he's coming today, and I've been seeing him for over a year, and he would constantly ask me, do you love me? Do you love me? In all different ways and forms and places, and I just didn't know quite how to answer that. So I made an art piece because I felt saturated with this question.
Did it answer his question to have the art piece?
I don't think it ever did. He's constantly still talking about it and asking.
Maybe that's one of the... We'll always be with
But
us.
I can certainly refer him to this canvas and say,
love, love, love.
Love, love, love. All the world is love. It's a bigger thing than just between two people, I think.
Thank you so much, Johanna.
You're welcome.
Very lovely said. Thank you. You can point and everything else. This is Michelle Riddell. This is Michelle Riddell, the director of the Unframed Artists Gallery. Michelle.
Hi. I'm glad to have you here, Bill Mulcahy, who's the wonderful chronicler of these shows and the incredible artists that are here. This is my piece. The name of it is Truth, and it is a transcript of Martin Luther King's assassination conspiracy trial that nobody knows, but it happened in 1999. It's been hidden. The conspiracy was by the U.S. government, and an actual judge and jury found him guilty, not him, but found the CIA, the Pentagon, the Memphis Police Department, and Lloyd Jowers is the person who kind of spilled the beans on this, the Mafia, and the FBI. this is Hoover, and this is one of the mafia guys. And the verdict is, well, first I'll tell you who brought it. The case was from Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King Jr., the third, Bernice King, Dexter Scott King, and Yolanda King. They were the plaintiffs against Lloyd Jowers and other unknown co-conspirators. The other important thing to know is that the New York Times was infiltrated by the CIA, and so the reporters kept saying that James Earl Ray did it. But in truth, as we said, Memphis Police Department, Jowers, and this guy over here who's bending down to look at Martin Luther King is from the CIA. His name is Merrill McCullough, and he infiltrated Martin Luther King's people. And that you can find this all out on the web. Just Google any of it. And I heard about it in reader-supported news. Carl Gibson broke an article. The amazing thing is this happened in 1999, and we still don't know about it thanks to the New York Times. And I want to read the verdict to you. The verdict says over here is, yes, Francis is in the way, but that's okay. Here, put your arm around me. Okay. In answer to the question, did Lloyd Jowers participate in a conspiracy to do harm to Martin Luther King? Your answer, and that's the answer of the jury, is yes. Do you also find that others, including governmental agencies, were parties to this conspiracy as alleged by the defendant? Your answer to that one is also yes. And the total amount of damages you find for the plaintiffs entitled to is $100. Is that your verdict? And Coretta King only wanted $100. She wanted the truth to come out. It's yet to come out. So here we are bringing it out in words and images. And Image and Word is going to run through June 1st, 2013. And we want you to come and see and interact with our art, listen to the videos, look at the videos, and enjoy these incredible area artists and international artists, and especially Connie Noli, the curator. Give her a hand because she did a wonderful job.
I want to add that we have workshops and lots of wonderful salons and things. And look for in the paper.
Yes, April 27th, we're going to have a happening. It's called The Paint Out, where we're painting to music. 3 artists are going to paint for 3 hours.
We do that kind of thing all the time, and it's always free.
Yes. Donations are welcome, especially if you have $1 million.
Oh, she's absolutely wonderful. The champion of the undercharted, our director, Michelle Riddell. This is Fran Schiff. She's a wonderful artist.
Thank you very much. And Connie is also a wonderful artist. What would you like to ask about, Connie?
Tell us about this wonderful drawing here.
Okay. For me, drawing is part of the process of doing a bigger project, a canvas, a film, a painting. So in those days, we were into the second wave of feminism, and eventually a film came from this called Presenting Linda Schlechter Making Murphy Bed. It's this piece here. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Anyway, and so these are basically a statement on woman as object. They're not characters. They're not waitresses. They're women, and society has objectified us. It wouldn't matter if we were airplanes, waitresses, or independent, thinking, achieving beings.
Very nicely put, Fran.
Thank you.
You're welcome.